Since you've expressed interest in Axonius before, but haven't asked for a full-blown demo, we created a demo before the demo, a 5-minute look at the problem and how we solve it. Hopefully this will help understand whether a product like this could help you. We say that we're automating asset management for cybersecurity, but when it comes to the problem we see, we think it could be summed up in one simple tweet. The CISO asks how many window hosts we have, and depending on who they ask, they get a different number. Why is asset management so difficult today? Simply put, there are so many solutions in an environment that know about assets, but they are siloed. They don't talk to each other, and it makes it really difficult to answer basic questions like, is your agent installed on all of your devices? Are all of your cloud instances covered and protected? And which unmanaged devices are connected to privileged networks? Normally you have to go to multiple sources and correlate that information just to possibly answer that question. It's extremely time consuming. The way we see it, traditional tools are collectors, and what's needed is an aggregator, or something that can collect and correlate the information together to make sense of it and to take action. So this is our approach. By connecting to all the solutions you're already using, we can do exactly 3 things. We can give you a credible, comprehensive asset inventory. We can then show you security solution coverage gaps. And then we can automatically validate and enforce security policies. We'll show you the demo shortly, but here's how we do it. Our solution is a virtual appliance. It's agentless, and we don't need an endpoint presence whatsoever. We just connect to the solutions you're using already, using what we call adapters. We have over 200 of them, and we're always adding more of them. Furthermore, deployment is completed in hours, not days. This is the Axonius Dashboard, and like we said in the slides, getting started is really simple. And here's how you do that. These are our adapters, and these are your integrations with all the different tools that know about assets. Everything from endpoint protection, networking gear, NAC solutions, VA scanners, mobile device management, identity access management, and more. To get an adapter configured, all you need to do is give it credentials. That's it. So you give it credentials to all the different tools you use. Then Axonius immediately starts collecting information about assets. Here I am on the devices page, so let's take an example of one device. This device is a Windows 10 machine. It's also a virtual machine. It's being seen by Forescout. It's being scanned by Tenable. It's also managed in Microsoft as well as Active Directory. And it's on a Cisco switch. We've also normalized and correlated information about that device. We can see things like network interfaces, installed software, vulnerable software, installed security patches, agent versions, and hard drives. So let's use the query wizard to take a look at a simple query. So show me any device in Active Directory that doesn't have McAfee installed. And here's the list of all the devices that don't meet that policy. Let's take another example. Here I want to look at AWS instances with public-facing IP addresses, and I want to find those that aren't being scanned by Tenable. Any query can be built out to any level of detail that you want. Obviously we can go into much more detail, but in this case I'm just going to show you a very high level. The Cloud Asset Compliance add-on in Axonius can be used to automate your cloud compliance efforts. Here, I'm looking at every Amazon instance to see whether it adheres to or deviates from the CIS benchmarks framework for AWS. Here's an example of one instance that's failed a rule for ensuring credentials unused for 90 days or more are disabled. You can see the rule, the category, a full description, remediation guidance, and you can see all the affected users. In the Axonius Security Policy Enforcement Center, we can automate action for the devices and users that don't meet policies. We do this by defining a trigger. Triggers are based on queries. So I can say based on what we just saw, Windows devices in Active Directory, missing McAfee agents, what do we want to do? How do I want to enforce policies for those devices? Perhaps I just want to notify the right team. I can do this by sending an email, a webhook, a Slack message, or other options. Maybe I also want to create an incident. I can create an incident in ServiceNow, Jira, Zendesk, or other platforms. I can enrich device data with sources such as Shoda and Census, or user data with Have I Been Pwned. I can update VA coverage, so in the cloud example I gave before, if a device is not being seen by a scanner, I can add it to the next scheduled scan. I can run commands on devices directly. I could execute actions within endpoint security agents. I could start or stop Amazon EC2 instances, or I could deploy software such as endpoint security agents on Windows devices. So this is the fastest I could possibly go over this. And when we do a demo, we'll spend a lot of time on your questions and your specific use cases. But this is the Axonius platform, and hopefully it gives you the information you need to decide whether or not a demo is right for you. Thank you.